Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is KREETIKA and Today FM rocks here in TABUA.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaitiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, more than 50,000 farmers assisted under Farms Care. Fiji remains committed to global peace, and woman denies she intended to burn her husband.
From the studios of FBC SUVA, Jackie Spate.
The government's Farms Care program has assisted more than 55,000 farmers across the West, North and Central divisions that were affected by TC, Kenny and Josie, as well as the recent floods. The Agriculture Ministry's Acting Deputy Secretary for Development, Chone Sovalawa, says that while over $24 million has been spent, farmers are advised to access other intervention programs if they need to. Maggie BOYLE reports.
Under the government's cyclone assistance recovery efforts, farmers too are getting their hands up.
When we look at it geographically, for the West, it's around 38,900 farmers which we have assisted. In the Northern Division, 3,876 farmers, whilst the Central Division, 10,442 farmers.
The Agriculture Ministry is aware not all farmers have been happy with the assistance, ranging from $150 to $2,300.
We can still offer them our other intervention programs, especially for those that even feel that the $2,300 for full commercial farmers is still not enough for them.
Another issue of contention is with supplies.
That is something that is beyond our control, but we are liaising closely with suppliers so that all those that have e-cards can utilize those funds.
Meanwhile, with the Amnesty for Care program expiring today after twice being extended, the government is hoping that all those ineligible recipients will do the right thing and return their funds.
We hope that everybody that did not take out the cards on a genuine basis, we hope that they will return it.
The Ministry of Agriculture urging farmers to access alternative programs available for additional assistance. Maggie BOYLE, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has stated that Fiji's commitment to the global cause for peace is stronger than ever. He says the legacy of sacrificing for global peace has been the pride of generations of Fijians. Ali Kimbia with the story.
In closing the 40th anniversary of the UNIFIL Symposium program in SUVA, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama said Fiji has given a great deal for the sake of global peace.
For the past 40 years, Fijian peacekeepers have defended the defenseless, protecting innocent civilians and children in areas around the world fraught with danger and conflict.
With many veteran peacekeepers at the event, Bainimarama said all peacekeepers deserve to be recognized.
The legacy of Fijian peacekeepers continues to this day, through the nearly 900 brave Fijians currently serving as UN peacekeepers around the world, all of whom are worthy successors to the proud legacy of excellence forged by 30,000 Fijian peacekeepers who have served over the past 40 years.
Bainimarama also paid tribute to those who lost their lives while on peacekeeping duties.
I also ask that we remember more than 50 Fijian peacekeepers who have laid down their lives to protect those who could not protect themselves.
In commemorating the 40th anniversary of UN peacekeeping missions in the Middle East, the ex-serviceman has asked government that more can be done in terms of their welfare. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
In the SUVA High Court today, alleged murderer Marianne Pramila Devi admitted she was holding the burning newspaper which set her de facto husband Balkrishna Naidu alight. Devi, facing a murder charge, testified that the events which led to her partner's death were all unintentional. NATH reports.
Devi testified after pouring kerosene on her partner, she rolled up newspaper and lit it because he was provoking her to. She said when she turned around, she didn't know he was right behind her and the burning newspaper set him alight. Devi claims she was in shock and tried to fill a basin of water to put out the fire. By then, Naidu had rushed to the bathroom, setting the curtains and rug ablaze. She said she put them out first before helping her husband. In cross-examination, the prosecution questioned Devi's comment made to a doctor admitting she had burnt her husband. She replied she made the statement because she was upset and depressed and never told the doctor it was an accident. Following this, the judge questioned why Devi was claiming her innocence, to which she replied she wanted to tell the truth. The judge directly asked Devi why did she do it, to which she replied she didn't mean to and her husband had provoked her. The judge also told the accused that she was a very evasive witness and failed to answer questions directly. The trial ended today and the judge will sum up the case for the three assessors on Tuesday. Rachel NATH, FBC News.
Vodafone Fiji is looking at introducing ticket vending machines in bus stations around the country in the next 6 months. Chief Marketing Officer Rajneesh Prasad says they're currently working with a company in Hong Kong to introduce the machines in the country. SAVAIRA reports this will enable the public to top up e-transport cards easily from any vending machine.
Long queues to top up e-cards will be reduced once ticket vending machines are installed.
Definitely there's a lot of progress been made. I think we have identified the vendor, we have identified the machines, and actually now we are going full steam ahead on the project. If you see such solutions, you'll be able to see this in Sydney, New Zealand, Australia, Hong Kong, where customers are able to go to a ticket vending machine and get their tickets and get their top.
Vodafone Fiji says the Hong Kong company, which specializes in ticket vending machines, is well known across the Asia Pacific and Europe. This has been welcomed by Fijians.
It's a good idea.
It will make it easier for the customers because it's more convenient.
It will make things a lot easier and a lot smoother in terms of getting things done quicker.
A ticket vending machine produces tickets and is a new option provided by the mobile network company to make things easier for the traveling public. Meanwhile, Vodafone Fiji is also advising the public that e-cards can now be topped up through the M-Paisa platform. SAVAIRA, FBC News.
Still to come, CIC calls for strict enforcement of National Building Code. And Yoga Day to focus on reducing NCDs. Stay with us.
Bula, neva ngoma kay leloma, ngongai nakas ondo magrong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya ondo talita ina warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tao ngo singa toka, kita ondo talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambang dua ay nasere.
The Construction Industry Council hopes the National Building Code is strictly enforced once its review is complete. CIC President Gordon Jenkins says enforcement is a major problem as the code is not adhered to by many in the industry. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The National Building Code provides the minimum standards for the construction of buildings and materials used, is still under review and is expected to be completed soon.
One important thing in it is that it gets enforced. Now, we can't enforce it, but the people, let's say the authorities can enforce that sort of thing.
The government is in the process of finalizing technical assistance for the review process.
This review, ladies and gentlemen, will actually ensure added value. It also reduces barriers to international trade, regardless of where a product is made. The standards mean it can be sold and used around the globe.
The code was put together in the 90s.
No, it needs to be looked at. And it's 20, nearly 30 years old, and it needs to be, maybe not a lot, but a little bit of tweaking. It needs to happen in it. It needs that so it can be put into play in the industry.
The majority of those in the construction industry have agreed with the review, stating that it is needed. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
A month-old baby now has a new lease of life after undergoing heart surgery at SUVA's CWM hospital today. The baby is the youngest patient to be operated by a team of heart surgeons from Australia, New Zealand and the US who are in the country conducting free heart surgeries. KREETIKA KUMAR reports.
No more sleepless nights, daily hospital visits and admissions for the Tukainavo family of Tailevu after the Open Heart International stepped in to help their month-old son.
I'm very happy for my son is going for the surgery today and I'm so happy.
This is the 25th year the non-profit organization is conducting health surgeries in the Pacific.
This particular mission has done over 800 cases over the last 25 years, so with fairly good outcomes.
Open Heart International Fiji coordinator Melanie Winders says these heart surgeries have been made possible with the partnership of the Health Ministry.
We are so grateful for the support of the Ministry of Health, and we're so grateful for the time that the CWM staff give, and they work with us together. So we don't just do this alone, this is a team effort.
The group of heart surgeons have been in the country for a week and have conducted 16 successful heart surgeries. KREETIKA KUMAR, FBC News.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports is urging youth around the country to make use of the various programs and initiatives available to them. Minister for Youth and Sports Laisenia Tuitumbo made the call as he officially closed the three-day Northern Youth and Sports Conference. Eleanor Rangaivu reports.
After 3 days of intense discussions about youth issues and youth empowerment, the Northern Division Youth and Sports Conference came to a close last night.
We will support you, support your growth. Remember that the dialogue must continue and it is two-way. You have to come up with what we want and we come with what you want.
Minister Laisenia Tuitumbo urged the youth to make use of the various programs and initiatives for youth and sports development that they offer. Young individuals and youth groups were last night also awarded for their contribution towards economic and social development, awareness activities and outstanding achievements.
I'm very thankful to Ministry of Youth and Sports for giving opportunities to our special children and forming the youth club for the special children as well. And it is a great privilege for them to be recognized and to receive an award as such.
This is only the second year the conference in the Northern Division has been running, with around 100 youth from the Kaunrawe, Mbua and Madhuwata in attendance. Eleanor Rangaivu, FBC News.
International Yoga Day will focus on reducing non-communicable diseases, especially diabetes. In a week-long program starting tomorrow, the High Commission of India has organized various yoga activities for everyone around the country. Kelly Vadala reports.
In and out normally.
Practicing yoga can be used to help prevent and manage non-communicable diseases.
This is the now most celebrated UN Day all over the world. Billions of people celebrate Yoga Day. Yoga is, as you know, it's an invaluable gift of ancient Indian civilization, tradition. It is a well-known fact that yoga is helpful to prevent the non-communicable diseases.
Yoga basically means a union of the body, mind and soul. It helps improve health, which is critical to beating the rise of NCDs.
The High Commission of India has brought in a yoga specialist, Dr. Bharati Maran, who says there is ample evidence that practicing yoga helps combat stress and chronic conditions.
Yoga has a therapeutical purpose, mostly for a non-communicable disease like diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, cervical spondylitis, like that. Yeah, and it is very much beneficial, those who are doing very much sincerely and those who are doing it compliances. It primarily promote the health, like improves the blood circulation, and it tone up the nervous system, calms the brain, everything.
International Yoga Day will be celebrated in association with the Health Ministry and all municipal councils. It starts tomorrow and runs through next weekend. Kelly Batala, FBC News.
In sports later with Jamie, Spanish goalkeeper says they're ready to make a winning start in the FIFA World Cup. But up next is the lovely Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. ANZ forecasts 3.3% economic growth. And in growing Fiji, online portal launched to streamline government tender process. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yeni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, the Central Share Registry Limited, a subsidiary of the South Pacific Stock Exchange, will now maintain the registry of Energy Fiji Limited's shareholders. The two organizations signed an agreement in SUVA this afternoon. Pranita Prakash reports the subsidiary provides share registry services for 16 out of 19 listed companies and 2 unlisted companies.
The partnership between the Central Share Registry Limited and Energy Fiji Limited follows the announcement of free shares for all domestic electricity account holders.
EFL is the government's newest commercial company to actually join the share registry, because now we will have a number of shareholders and we need to maintain the share registry.
CSRL Chief Executive KREETIKA Narayan says EFL is the largest client company in terms of shareholder base.
In terms of the services that we will be providing for EFL shareholders, it would include things like handling any queries that would come from shareholders. If they need to update any information regarding their, be it their mailing address or their postal address or any of their account details, they can do that through us as well.
Meanwhile, around 40,000 Fijians have taken up the offer to register for free non-voting shares of EFL. EFL says those who qualify can still apply for the shares, even though the deadline for the registration closed on Tuesday. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
ANZ expects the economy to grow by 3.3% this year and 3.1% next year, supported by strong private and public investment. Household expenditure is forecast to increase more than 6% in the next 2 years, supported by employment growth and remittance inflow. These were highlighted in the ANZ Economic Outlook for Fiji released today. ANZ international economist Dr. Christy San says Fiji has a good run this decade, with the economy performing remarkably well despite frequent natural disasters. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Looking at the top headlines, the US dollar headed for its best week since 2016 after the Federal Reserve interest rate hike signaled further tightening this year, while the European Central Bank signaled it won't raise interest rates for more than a year. Closer to home, according to the latest survey by the Business New Zealand, the manufacturing sector in New Zealand continues to expand, although at a slower rate. And already under pressure from the hawkish economic and interest rate forecast of the US Federal Reserve, the Aussie dollar was crushed by a combination of weak Chinese economic data, a mixed Australian employment report for May, and a sharp and sudden plunge in the euro following the European Central Bank's June monetary policy decision. And that's all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. The US decision to increase its interest rates boosted the American dollar overnight, and that reflected in the value of the other currencies. If you take a look at the Fiji dollar, it rose against our major 2 trading partners, which is Australia and New Zealand, and gained against the euro as well. As for the commodities market, oil was on the rise, closing at $66.92 a barrel. Gold was up as well to close at $1,302 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at $17.18 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, the Economy Ministry launched an online electronic tendering portal which streamlines the government tender process, giving registered traders a one-stop shop to view, submit and participate in government tenders. Economy Minister Aya Said Kiyum says Fiji has seen a big spike in government tenders as a result of the unprecedented number of development projects taking place across the country. Said Kiyum says the new system gives Fijians a new level of transparency in tender process, which safeguards against corruption. And that's a wrap from Business This Week. You have a blessed weekend and Eid Mubarak. But Jamie joins you now for sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports. Hosts begin a FIFA World Cup journey with a bang. And Flying Fijians target redemption over Georgia. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm KREETIKA from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Russia gave its fans, including President Vladimir Putin, an early reason to smile as it crushed Saudi Arabia 5-0 in the opening match of the FIFA World Cup this morning. Backed by a majority of the 81,000 fans packed inside the Luzhniki Stadium, the Russians defied their recent poor international form to set the pace early at the World Cup. Vastil Prasad reports. As Portugal and Spain prepared to clash in their opening match of the World Cup, Manchester United and Spain goalkeeper David Del Hay believes his side is ready for the match. The Fiji Airways Flying Fijians will be banking on their superstar backline to deliver a win against Georgia in the one-off test in SUVA tomorrow. It's been 2 years since Georgia took down the Flying Fijians at ANZ Stadium, and the hosts have prepared to redeem themselves against the Europeans. Mele Tavanga reports.
It's been a week of ironing out mistakes from the narrow 24-22 win over Samoa last week, and improvement is a must if the Fijians are to take down the Georgians.
Managed to iron out a lot of mistakes from the game against Samoa, and a lot of work-ons from that game, and we are really looking forward to the game against Georgia, and we're really looking forward to a progress in our performance individually and collectively as a team.
Captain Akapu Singera says the inclusion of big names such as Semiran Randra, Neamani Nandolo and Timothy Nangusa should make a shattering impact.
It's a massive bonus for us as a group, counting on their experience and how they lead by example individually.
Coach John McKee also applauded Ratu Veremaluo Vungakoto, who has been named as the starting hooker.
I've been watching him through the 20s and around the academy and watching his development, skip a cup, and I think he's an exciting young player. It's a big challenge for him tomorrow.
After 2 weeks camp here at the GPH, our Flying Fijians have gelled in well and are ready to put on a strong encounter against the Georgians at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow at SUVA's ANZ Stadium. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist Eileen Vikamatana has taken a strong stand in solidarity with the Levuka weightlifting club after she was suspended from all weightlifting Fiji events. In an email sent by Vikamatana, she stated that their coach Joe Vueti was the reason for their success, and to where they are now, the 18-year-old says they are successful in what they're doing and they're now free to make their own choices. Vikamatana has pulled out of the Oceania Championships, World Juniors and the World Seniors alongside 20 other Fijian lifters. The Parramatta Eels have been thrashed 42 points to 24 at the hands of the Rabbitohs. In today's Play of the Day, Australian tennis star Nick Kyrgios marked his return to the court in style, coming up with a trademark winner in his victory over Germany's Maximilian Matera at the Stuttgart Open. Kyrgios had the audacity to return a shot through his own legs, leaving Matera gobsmacked in response. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather. And if you have a love for coffee and poetry, our Weird and the Wonderful segment tonight features a coffee shop that's caught the mind of passers-by. That's coming up.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong-rong bin nakape on radio Fijuan, nandong ibit.
Ayaw benyana, ito barong na radio Fijuan, nandong ibisi, hinatoka.
Guado ilaisa hingatoka, rong-rong bin na heramakawa ina radio Fijuan hingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandong ibiti.
In new media tonight, a dome in Pennsylvania where researchers are capturing data on human gestures will be used to create more lifelike and responsive robots. And it's weather time now with the lovely Angie.
Hello to you and to the weekend. A fantastic Friday. Well, all Fridays are exciting because we get to enjoy the weekend. And plus, the weekend looks promising, lots happening, and the weather seems great. Checking the west, a fairly sunny day with light isolated showers. Eastwards from Pakhava to Suva, a total mixture of sun and showers. And up north, a sunnier one with brief showers. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 7:49 p.m. with low tide at 1:31 a.m. Sunrise at 6:35. For tomorrow, like I said earlier, the weekend looks promising, so cheers to some great sunshine with light rain. Tomorrow's temps, SUVA will be the coolest at 26 degrees. And looking further on to Sunday, patch of showers, but other than that, all good. And before I go, Eid Mubarak to all. Have a joyful one. It's back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we asked who will win the Pacific Nations Cup match between Fiji and Georgia.
Definitely Fiji, because I'm all for Fiji.
Obviously, Flying Fijians will win. They're playing on the home ground, and we have a good set of boys.
I am sure Fiji will win because I am a Fijian, and every Fijian is proud to support their team.
I think Fiji will win tomorrow because of the quality of players that we have. I believe that they can do it with their skills and everything that they've learned from overseas.
Georgia will win because they have the best players in the world.
If you love coffee or poetry, then this may just inspire you. In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a coffee shop in New Zealand is attracting people from all walks of life, not because of their coffee, but their sandwich board is a work of art and a piece of street poetry. Recapping the main stories for tonight, more than 50,000 farmers assisted under Farms Care. Fiji remains committed to global peace. And woman denies she intended to burn her husband. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, do you think police drivers should do more defensive driving courses? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was taken by Theo and Joe Cyril, a shot taken from Bow Island. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, Eid Mubarak. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye for now.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे फ्रेंडी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।